Hey guys, how you going? Funtage here, back with another walkthrough for the MonsterSocial Automation Suite. In particular, today we're going to be looking at the Instagram module. I know I did it. I made a video, a review for this module. I think it was roughly 3 years ago. But in saying that, a lot can happen in 3 years, and a lot has happened in 3 years. As such, the developers of MonsterSocial have coded new updates and new features and all brand new goodies that have been put inside this module. So it's only fair and right that I do a revision of my last review. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So I'm going to press start. You can see I've got the Instagram module activated, and I will press start. So by pressing start, we're presenting with a screen. It's the account manager screen. So this screen here is pretty much where you're going to anchor all of your accounts. So if you've only got one account, like today, where I'm only going to be testing one account, you would just put this in. You can do so by pressing the add button, and then you can put your accounts in through like that. You can also import your accounts in through a text list. So for example, if you've got a text list of your accounts that you just want to add in, you can do that with ease, and you can load in thousands and thousands of accounts at once. If you only have a handful of accounts that you want to do, though, you can just use the add feature and just add them in one by one. So I'm going to get rid of this column. But basically, all of the accounts that you have in the account manager is what you can use these features down the left hand side with. So for this example, MonsterSocial test, the Instagram username, I can then use that to use all of these features down the side here. So before I jump straight into the features, I just want to touch on quickly about the user interface, just so you have an idea and can navigate it a bit easier. So I've already touched on what the add does, so that's just adding accounts. Delete, you can select multiple accounts just by holding down control and then touching on them and just selecting certain ones that you want, and you can delete them. When you test your accounts, which I will do now, you can see at the moment this one was green. I'm going to test it again. It'll turn green for success if the credentials were correct. It'll turn red if it's invalid or if the account has been locked. So as this account's turned green, we know that it's the credentials are correct, and we can now use it for all of the features down the left-hand side. If, for example, we had a lot of accounts turn red, what we could do is we could press the delete tab option up here, and if you press the arrow underneath, you can delete all of the ones that aren't working. As I don't have any accounts that aren't working here at the moment, I can't show you that, but you can delete all of the accounts that aren't working with ease, and it saves you so much time. Importing text lists, exporting text lists. So if you've got a lot of accounts in here and you want to change them and get them onto another computer or something like that, you can export, which is really cool. So testing, so you can test all or you can test selected. So once again, you can press the control button and you can select a few different accounts and just test selected ones. So that way, for example, if you've only got a proxy on a few accounts and you need the proxy to test, you don't end up testing all of them. Enable, so if you have a look where my cursor is over the right here, if there's a tick in the enabled box, that is going to be the accounts that you can use for these features here. As you can see, I just clicked on a feature and MonsterSocial test came over as it is enabled. If I were to unenable it, if I were to unenable it, it wouldn't open up the thing. You can see here that I need to add enabled accounts in the Instagram manager. So if I'll press enabled, it'll come back and now we can use that feature again. We've also got show passwords. I'm not going to do that, although I don't really care for this account. Maybe not. We've also got auto assign random proxies as well. So if you come up here looking environment, we've got a proxy manager. The proxy manager, so you can add all of your proxies in here, you can test them, check the strength of your proxies and whatnot. So it's basically just another account manager except for proxies. If you're not sure where to get proxies from, you can buy them through the suite itself, and that's really easy to do. Otherwise, you can import them from free proxy lists as well. The program actually does this. It just depends on your purposes and what you need it for, depending on what you would need to do. If a free proxy would work for you, you could use that, or if you need something a bit more private, you could come through here. Of course, you don't need to do either of these. You can import your own proxies that you already have just by pressing add and then entering it all in. Okay, let's have a look. We'll go back to the account manager. I'll get rid of the proxies for now. Now let's have a look. So if we have a look here, I've got MonsterSocial test enabled, so I'm going to come over here and press follow. Awesome, so having now pressed follow, we can come over here and look at the screen and see that MonsterSocial test's here and ready to follow accounts. So if I had more than one account here, obviously I could press parallel and would use all of those accounts at once to follow the selected account. I've only got one account here today, unfortunately, so we can only use the one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, actually I'm not going to find, I'll show you the profile. So if we have a look here, this is the account I used for the MonsterSocial test a few years ago. I'm not sure what that was referenced to. Let's have a look how long this was. 139 weeks ago. Oh, April 16th, 2014. Okay, that was a while ago, and oops, I didn't see this comment here. Okay, well that's alright. I can show you how we can respond to that today. This will be quite interesting. That's pretty good actually. I like that. Okay, cool. Anyway, back on track. I'm going to show you the follow feature. So if we have a look here, I'm going to refresh. 13 followers, 15 following. I'm just going to enter a username. For example, today I'm going to enter the name Complex. And if we have a look, so it's getting ready to follow. You can see that the status has changed to follow, and this will change to complete in a second once it's happened. Now it has turned to complete, so if I refresh over here, the 15 following should change to 16, which it has. Woohoo! Pressing on the following, we can see that it has followed the page Complex. Okay, cool. So that's just to show you that the follow feature works. There's also a few other variations you can use too for the follow feature. If you've got a list of accounts that you've extracted or compiled yourself that you want certain accounts to follow, you can do that. You can upload the user list in here yourself. So you just need to find the user list, browse, put it in. Oops, I'm going to need to crop some of this stuff out. Personal information. Oh, I'm a rookie video editor. And having a look at this, so then we can do that and you can press start. So you've got all your different limits you can put in as well. Obviously, Instagram is quite anal about how fast you automate and like the rate limits and stuff like that. So you can just change this to what you desire. There's presets in already, which is what's recommended, but you could also find that you might be able to do a bit faster as well if you've it just depends on how many different things you've got running at once, to be honest. Okay, so having a look as well, further on we've got, I'll just get rid of these, we've got follow by tag. So if you wanted to follow accounts based on a tag, you could do this. Now this will just keep going a continuous loop until you stop it. So we've got some wait times in here as well. So if you can see, follow 50 profiles, each 60 minutes, wait between 0 and 60 seconds per action. For the purpose of this video, I don't want to wait 60 seconds just to show you that it can follow. So what I'll do is I will just change it down to 0 to 5. I'm going to put in the tag wrap, and I'm going to make it follow by a tag. So if you can see, the status has changed to login. And it's fetching posts, so it's fetching all the posts that have the wrap hashtag in it, and it's going to follow users based on that tag. So if we have a look here, 16, this should go up to. Now, also keep in mind that some of these accounts may be private. Let's have a look, 19. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. They wouldn't be private because we wouldn't be able to see them otherwise. So 20, 21. And you can see as that number's going up, it's going up. So I'm going to stop that for now, just so I don't overdo it at the moment, because it is quite fast. But you can see that this works. Now, having a look here, we can see that these are all the accounts up above Complex that we've just followed. And I'm sure if we looked at all their profiles individually, there would be something on there that would indicate that they're into rap, or that they have tagged their profile picture with the word rap. Okay, moving on. Follow followers. Okay, let me just get rid of this. Follow followers. So yeah, pretty much as the name would suggest, it just follows all of the people that are following you. So if you have a look here, you've got the same presets as well that you're going to chuck in, and obviously you would just change this to your personal needs. Okay, having a look further through, follow user followers. Now this is one of my favorites of this itself. This is really good for making a niche following. Now say for example, if I wanted to, if you have a look here, it says username. So you're going to input the username of the account you want it to grab the followers of. So for example, in this case, if I go to Complex, we can have a look here. It's got 1.5 million followers. If I were to add Complex's username into here and then follow the latest 50 followers each 60 minutes between this and this, those are going to be the most active and most recent users that have liked this style of content. So as you can imagine, if you've got a certain style of content that you think will have certain users who will want to who will respond better to it, you can pinpoint certain pages or Instagram accounts that you think will have similar people who will be interested in your content as well. And what I've found happen is, from my personal experience using this feature, is people get the notification on their phone saying that such and such has followed them, for in this case, MonsterSocial Test has followed them, and they think, alright, why did this person follow me? And out of curiosity, they'll go and look at your page, and if they see the similar style of content and just the things that they're interested in on your page as well. There's a good chance that they're going to give you a follow too, which means that you're getting a very targeted and niche following as well. That's, as you can see, beneficial for this page. And now you're starting to slowly add that to your own personal account, which is really cool. So it's really good for growing a brand, personal accounts, anything really. So even if you're not an affiliate marketer, you can use this for your own personal reasons for your own account. Maybe you just want to get a bigger follower account, and you've got, or say for example, you've got your own photography page, and you want people to see your cool pictures. This is a good way to get people to check out your content. You could follow someone else who's got a really good photography page, and hopefully their users will like your stuff as well, meaning more views, more hits, maybe more sales if you're selling stuff off your Instagram page. Really, the possibility is endless here. So follow user follows. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite feature in this. I would not sleep on this. Make sure you use it to its potential. Okay, so moving on, let's have a look. So we've got unfollow, unfollow user list, unfollow followers, unfollow following, and unfollow non-followers. So pretty much the same as follow, except in reverse order. So okay, unfollow, obviously if you just want to unfollow a particular account, you can do this, and you can launch it across several accounts here if you've got them enabled in your account manager. We've also got unfollow user lists, so if you've got a big list of accounts that you want all of your accounts to unfollow, or your own, you can do that. We've also got unfollow followers, so people who are following you, you can unfollow them. Yeah, so this is really good. So say for example, if you're following a lot of people and trying to get their interest, and some of them, and a lot of them did subscribe to you, subscribe to your page, they followed you, you can then use this feature to get your following count. If you can see where my cursor, yeah, you guys know what following count is. You can get that to go all the way back down again. So we've got unfollow followers. We've also got unfollow following. So this just unfollows everyone you followed, not just the people that are following you back. It just unfollows everyone you followed. And we've also got unfollow non-followers. So say for example you only want to unfollow just the people who didn't hit you back with an ad or a subscribe or whatnot. You can use this feature too. So yeah, once again, really cool. Each of these have their own, limits and stuff and whatnot you can input yourself, just based on what you think you need, just for the longevity of your account, just to make sure that you stay within the rate limits. And yeah, but yeah, so now if we have a look a bit further, the last, or actually no, there's two little sections left. So we've got like, so this is really cool. If you're wanting to just like a certain picture in particular, you can use the post URL, which in this, for example, would be this whole thing here, this URL here, or the post ID, which the post ID is this here. As you can see highlighted up here where my cursor is here. So we've got that, and you've got like by tag. So if you want to start liking pictures based on a tag, you can input your tag here. For example, I could put in rap again, and then we could like 50 posts each 60 minutes between 30 and 60 seconds for each action. Once again, you can change these to whatever you like. We've also got like feeds, so like recent posts from following. So if you want to go through and just keep that fan interaction up with, keep that interaction up with your fans and make them know that you make them think that you're noticing them and all that all the time, you can do this. That's really cool, just to get more people who will constantly like your stuff. I find a lot of people love it when you like their stuff, and when you start liking their stuff, they think, hey, next time I see them in the newsfeed, they end up liking your stuff. So you'll find you get a higher like count and just I guess more coverage, more reach, because when they like it, it shows up in other people's news feeds and stuff like that. So really good if you want to improve, increase and improve the quality of your followers. And okay, we've also got super like as well. So with super like, this is an interesting one. You can put a username in, and then it'll go through their posts. Oopsie, what did I do? It'll go through their posts. You can define how many posts you want to like. Basically, it just goes through and it likes all those pictures of theirs. So if you, for example, you had 5 in here, you could do this, wait between 0 and 0. It would go through to this username that you input and like 5 of their it would like 5 of their photos, and that really gets their attention. Like I was saying before, how people love it, and notice when you know, the curiosity of who's liking my pictures, why are they liking my pictures, and then they'll look at you and they're like, oh, okay, cool, he's noticed me, and I might follow him back or start liking his stuff. Really cool, really cool. The same thing again for a user list, so that way you're not inputting one at a time. You can upload a user list, which is cool. Comment and comment by tag. Okay, this is where I'm gonna let's do a. I need to reply to this lady. It's been. I can't see when the date was on my computer. I'm sure it was many years ago that she asked this. Unfortunately, today's the day she's gonna get a reply. So if I go here, I'm just gonna close all this stuff down. Okay, cool. Comment. So delay before commenting 0, and I'm just gonna put 5 seconds just because. I'll just put 1 second just because we don't need to wait in this situation. I'm only going to show you this. Only going to do it for once. There's no use waiting up to 60 seconds. So I'm going to take the post ID. Also, so what you need to do is you need to load a text file. So a text file full of comments. Now, if you can see here, I've got this on the desktop here. I've just opened it. So what I'll say is her question was, "Hi, is this bot working?" I'm going to type in yes, smiley face, and I'm going to save this, close. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the post URL in, so you can see this is it here. Comment, so I'm going to use it from IG comments. Here we go. Okay, cool. You can see I've loaded that all in, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press start. And so what this is going to do, it's going to log in and it's going to go to that post ID and post one of the comments from the line, from a line on here. So for example, I could put a few in. And what it'll do is it'll randomly select from this text file one of those comments to do. So for example, if you're wanting to comment on a lot of people's photos and whatnot, and you don't want to have the same generic reply to everything all the time as you're posting throughout Instagram, you can load up a few and then it'll just select a random one. So that way you're not always spamming the same thing over and over again. Okay, so this said complete. Let's have a look. I'm going to close this. I won't save that. And let's have a look. Yes. Cool, there we go. So we can see that that worked, which is awesome. We've also got comment by tag. So this is where what I just said before would probably drag in a bit more. When you're commenting by tag, you're just going to be it's going to go onto a lot of different people's pages based on what you specified. So let's have a look. IG comments, comment on 50 posts, each 60 minutes, wait between. Let's just do 0 and 5. And yeah, so this is going to go and look for posts, and it's going to grab any post that has the word rap in it as a tag, and it's going to go through and use one of those comments from these lines over here, this text file over here, and it'll put it onto the post. So if we have a look here, I've only got yes, so it's just going to keep spamming yes and yes and yes on 50 posts every 60 minutes until it stops. But yeah, so that's really cool. So what you could do, for example, if you were looking, now this is a good example. If you had a photography page and you wanted to get more people interested in your photos, you could, for example, comment by tag. You could do like photo or art or something like that, where people who've taken photography will tag it on their own photos, and you could do it like this. Make a text file of comments like this, like nice photo. I'm going to follow you. Good job. And people see this and they get praise from these accounts as it's going through, and they're thinking, whoa, why does this person like my stuff as much as they do? I might check them out. So you've just really, with the whole package, you've got layers and layers of ways to get someone's attention and to retain a bigger user base. It's really cool. It's a great way to build your accounts, and I hope you utilize it. Now, the last thing I want to look at is the last feature, which is multi-action user list. And the reason why this feature is so as cool as it is because it allows you to do 3 things at once instead of having to open up a separate tab for each thing that you want to do, which is fine, and it's what I've been doing for quite a while, but this is a new feature which is even cooler. Multi-action user list. So obviously you got your wait times here, and then you can start parallel user list to follow, user list to unfollow, and user list to like. You can have three things going at once. You can up the amount of posts if you want, so this is similar to the super like, or if you leave it at one, it's just like the regular like. So really, it's a cool feature. It just streamlines it a bit more and makes it so you don't have to work as hard, which is cool. It doesn't everyone like that. So yeah, I could load all this up. Obviously, I don't have. I mean, these aren't users, so if I load this up, I won't do anything. But yeah, so you can see the potential of that too. Just saves you a bit of time if you don't have time to spare, and really, who does? Yeah, that's gonna wrap everything up. I hope you enjoyed the review. Now, look, if you wanting to get the software, MonsterSocial.net. MonsterSocial.net, everything you need is here. And also the developer is very friendly, very down to earth, and they will help you with anything you need if you go through the support as well. So if you got any further questions before you make a purchase, make sure to hit them up through the support and find out and see what you can do. Otherwise, thanks for listening. I'm sorry this video was so long. I know it's 20 plus minutes, so if you got to the end of this, thank you. I hope our voice isn't too annoying. But until the next time, thank you for everything, and good luck with your social automation. See ya.